YouTube, part 3 of the tournament. This was the final round that every single team is playing together. The standings are going to be on your screen right now of where people were after round 1 and 2. And in round 3, the characters are randomized. Last round, everybody had to pick the same characters. This one, everybody has to press random. We kind of figured out, actually, after this one, spoiler alert, this was like days afterwards, that the random may have not been the best for the round that costed double the points, but I also think it was like really fun, and I think that's what I was going for more than anything else, was a for fun tournament, and having this round at the end was important, but maybe not having it be worth double points. I don't know. There's like things to think about in the future of how to do this tournament better, but anyways, we had like a feedback form and everything, like 1,000 of you filled it out, and I really appreciate that. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the video today. I'm going to go back to being in a tent. Before
it seems the leaderboard is coming up.
Yeah, we do have the leaderboard that is ready to be looked at. You can see here, Box Ruli Service is in a substantial lead, but can easily be taken over by this final round that we're going to go over to in just a minute. But no team is like super far out. You even see that because Elephant Sanctuary finished, they ended up not being in last place. I lied to their fucking faces. Oh my God, because they died to the Act 3 boss and then came all the way back, they are in second to last place. And now, in round 3, they have the availability of double points. And let me remind you that because of the way that the rules work, it is double only your positive points. If you die, it does not double the points of the deaths. Maybe with something we need to do in the future because people are really fucking good at this game, but that's for round 2 of the Devour the Tower team tournament. As for now, we've got, I still think that Scootish's team has the possibility of winning this one. The Big Cats are not out of the leagues yet. I think only 7th and 8th are maybe just a little bit too far behind. But if something happens and the top 2-3 teams don't do super well, I could see them easily with a grand score coming all the way back and finishing maybe in that second place slot. It is genuinely possible. But for this third round, this final round of the 8 teams all playing at once, we will be seeing, once again, 75 minutes. Once again, all points are double. But this time, everybody has to randomize their character. They have to press random. Now, when we get into the game, just because of the way that multiplayer custom runs work, you can't press random. So you will see players already picking their characters. That's because they randomed on their own streams. And if you're on their streams, you'll see whatever character they randomed. We won't get to see necessarily all of that, but they did random. And so they have to live with whatever they have. Now, we did tell them that they can mulligan if they'd like. It does still cost you 4 deaths. If they don't like who they randomed, they can take a -20 and they can random again. But, oh, sorry, I'm listening to production right now. You guys can hear them. Scoots and BoxBox's team, both mulligan. Sorry, I should do this when I'm listening to them so you guys know. Scoots and BoxBox's team did mulligan. So they both did get a -20. That's incredible.
What did
That's
they
really
get
cool.
that was so bad? And they could get the same thing or worse when they reroll.
Because, like we said, Scootish is really good on the characters that he's good on, and so is Stelly and BoxBox. That's the nerf of their team, is that they are only good at, like, Stelly has like 100,000 hours in the Ironclad and nobody else, and BoxBox is very similar for the defect. And I'm really curious as to who they randomed on top of that, but it's like quite literally they could have gotten the bad character again. But the big thing is here, now that they mulliganed, they can't, if they team wipe, they're out for the round. Their points still count, but they cannot start again. That mulligan is a one and done moment. You can see Malv realizes that he's on the broadcast and is picking his nose, but watch him instinctively after this eat the booger because that's what he does off stream.
We'll keep an eye on that, and we're going to keep an eye on what exactly can happen. I mean, the chances for someone to roll 4 Ironclads again and just have a repeat of the previous round are very small, but I guess not 0. But yeah, Frost has already explained this at length, but essentially this is the round where our players are taken out of their comfort zone.
Yeah.
Their team captains cannot just pick the one character that can take the wheel. They will have to delegate a little bit more. And beginner and intermediate players that have only practiced one niche could now get a character that is just so unique. With a character comes unique starting cards, unique rewards as well, but also unique relics. And even unique potions as well. So it's a lot to take in, And honestly, it might do a lot of good for these teams to play a bit slow strategically, ask the right questions, let the captain guide people through murky waters that they're not quite used to navigating, so that they can make it to the final boss in one piece. Now, we have seen that teams that get wiped at the final boss are not really taking the scoring very, very kindly. Like, they are suffering massively. And honestly, I have a soft spot for Sanctuary of Elephants here. Like, the show they put for us, they've worked double. They've done 2 runs in 2 rounds so far. That's gonna get them some consolation prize, if nothing else, even if they don't make it to the top 2 cut.
Yeah, and I see one thing is Paparato's team rolled 3 ironclads. And then there's another team that rolled 3 silence. The dichotomy between the two is incredible. Now, the seed that we are getting underway with very shortly is Raffle wearing a white shirt. Something that would never be seen except right here on this broadcast. Let's get into it. Raffle wearing a white shirt. What is in store for the players on this seed? They are once again starting in the Overgrowth. They have the Kin as their final boss, so they're going to need to pick up some AoE throughout this, or maybe just some like very heavily targeted damage. I'm really excited to see what Mouth gets. He picked up Silken Tress that gives his first card award all replay. If you get all common attacks, pretty bad, but he could get a really good power here. So let's stay here through that first combat, because I'm really curious as to what the Bomb Squad gets here, because this could mean something good. They also have a pretty good team, I think, as well. You've got 2 Ironclads for Vulnerable, the weakening on the Silent, and then a good support character in the Necrobinder. It's all just whether or not maybe Mouth is comfortable on the newer character in the game of the Necrobinder to be able to fill the role of that support bard-like character that we were talking about. But yeah, I mean,
we have such an exciting relic. If, as you said, Glam gives replay, but it's a very special replay. It's only once per battle. So if you get a mediocre attack that you don't even want to keep, it playing twice is a minor boon early on. But powers are special. Once they are activated, you get their effects for the rest of the fight, and they naturally disappear without even exhausting. So a replay on a power is great because it's not limited by having to be played multiple times.
Do you know what Legion of Bone is? It's the multiplayer Necrobinder card that gives everybody an Asti. And if that were to play twice, that's an incredible defensive structure that, again, Bard of the group could then, everybody plays a little bit more aggressive, and then they can play. Again, the odds are here, but look what we're going to get. We get double Dirge, double Severance, or double Fear. What would you take, Otch? It's a hard choice. Double Dirge could be good in the late game, but it's not going to be that good probably right now.
Remind me again what Double Dirge, this card has been nerfed severely. Upon a graded, it doesn't have a +1, right? So
it does.
I think playing
4x,
it twice,
and it also gives you upgraded souls as well. Yeah.
Will you be able to benefit from it? Yes, at the time of using it, you consume all of it, and it plays twice with whatever energy you had, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It'll play.
Is that what our friend ended up picking?
Yes, he did pick up Dirge, so that's really interesting here. Playing for the late game, it seems, which not a bad idea. But even now, like, Dirge is kind of bad to play. Like, to use a fighting game term, it's kind of bad to rip in neutral. You know, like, it's kind of just bad to use in an enemy's face. But when you can use it twice, it's all of a sudden not that bad. I mean, he just blocked this first turn and still has an extra 14 Asti HP. So he's honestly going to be doing pretty good, but it's at the same time rather selfish. So he's not really going to be helping out his team.
The better the deck becomes later on, being able to use souls to go through it will make it more useful. And there are some cards specifically that also play off souls. One in particular that makes a massive amount of damage happen the more souls that have been used. Yeah. So we now have some in the Horizon strategies, and also in the Horizon is the fact that we have the Jade Sword, but it's currently inactive. It's a relic that's quite special that will give us a bunch of strength, but only if we defeat 5 elites. Maybe a little bit wasted sometimes on this character. Did Did our partners also pick it up?
It's just the one card.
Yeah, I did that. I think I saw a couple of them pick it up just because they probably didn't want to take the damage. They know that they don't have a shop coming up soon, so they didn't need the money. And I imagine that if you're wanting to play a little risky, you probably do want to take it. But I do wonder how our first and second, maybe third place teams are doing here. The ones that have been playing a little bit more faster consistently throughout these runs. If they have just like shot off to the nuclear realms, if anybody's already at the final boss. No, it seems Jackie's team is just now getting that event that we just saw.
Frost, I am a little bit confused. Why are we watching someone's bed? Is everyone all right? Did they need a little nap?
Oh. Hello, somebody's bed.
Well, it's doing a really good effort. This could be the first bed percent run of Spire 2. And folks, you're going to see it here first. Something to keep an eye out.
That's Ludwig's team. Apparently.
Oh.
Did they have to forfeit or? Oh, their timer is going to start later. Apparently, somebody had to take an emergency due to diarrhea. Somebody is currently having a battle in the bathroom for the ages. I think what they're all doing is because Ludwig is a known cheater. Ludwig is currently at another location in his house watching everybody's team to get information on the seed so that they can come in and play it really fast. One in the chat, if you agree, Ludwig is a cheater. Yeah, that seems pretty right.
And we see almost every single team, by the way, fight the multiple raider fight. This is a fight that tests you quite a bit. I think in multiplayer in particular, it's really difficult to get rid of the crossbow raider. And he does deal a ridiculous amount of damage considering that this isn't even an elite, right?
Yeah, no, if you can't deal, like, so this enemy normally when you're playing solo is kind of a joke because of the fact that they all have relatively low HP. So you can usually one-shot one of the enemies with just like basic strikes and defense early on in the fight, and then two of them is rather trivial to deal with. But in multiplayer, because they have so much health, it's harder to deal with immediately. So they do get a number of rounds of attacks on, and you can see so many teams struggling with it right now. Only Papa's team has moved on, and guess what? They're the triple ironclad team. So you know that they probably have an inherent buff here based off RNG, but we're playing an RNG game, man. Like, we're playing a game that has a lot of RNG. So, yeah,
I wonder if Bomb Squad maybe made a mistake targeting the back knight first, because they did seem to get quite a bit of chip damage from the crossbow. And now we see Ludwig's team, the Smash Bros. Oh, go for a transform. What do you think about backflip and serpent form this early? I feel a bit like a curse,
not
right?
so much, but backflip's obviously going to be really good. Better than a striker or defend. What is interesting about this team is they have 2 Necrobinders and a Silent. 3 very supportive characters. So I'm really going to be looking towards Falco, a.k.a. the Tickle Monster. Whether or not he can usurp that carry role for his team. But it'll be rather difficult for him to do it solo because, again, the way that the Ironclad like really steps up and becomes that carry is by stacking a lot of vulnerable and then getting 1,000 strength. So it's going to be interesting to see how he can do it with no vulnerable at his will, other than maybe if the Necrobinders can get a couple of fears. But Nick's
I'm genuinely concerned for Ludwig. He has played, correct me if I'm wrong, 2 Ironclads so far.
Yes.
A character that is a lot
he played
simpler
the
that
Necrobinder,
heals.
I believe.
Oh, was that right?
Yeah, I think he played the Necrobinder in round 1. So,
do you think he's out of his comfort zone with this character, or?
I think maybe getting a serpent form is probably not exactly what he's wanting, because I mean, like, he probably is gonna play it on a turn that maybe costs him too much HP. I feel that is one of those cards that like a more skilled player is probably going to be really good on. Switching over to press 1 in chat if Scoot is better than Frost. I hate pronouncing it. I need a better name. Scoot. I'm just going to call it Team Scoot because it's in the title, and even though he's not the coach. They're against an elite here. They've got 3 players around half HP, and they're not dealing a crazy amount of damage to this guy.
Yeah, this is bad. This statue starts out a bit slow, giving you 2 free turns. What a gentle guy. But then starting hitting you for, I believe, 24 or 25 right off the bat.
Damage. Yeah, he's weakened right now, so it's only 18, and they might have this one in the bag. But remember, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, this is one of the teams that mulliganed, right? So they mulligan, and they did get Scootish on the Ironclad, which might be a character that he's rather comfortable on. But if they wipe, they're wiping their butts.
in trouble.
That's the only thing that they can wipe after that.
Now, Pillar Creation here, a really, really solid card we saw in round 1. The more silly little status cards you create, the faster it can give you a block. It can be quite useful in this upcoming fight. We've never seen this boss in the previous rounds. What can you tell me about the Kin?
The Kin's an AoE guy, but I actually want to talk about something else, and that's the fact that I'm mad. Because we keep going over to Comet Bagel's perspective. And normally, she has that little camera that's coming out of a portal, right? And you think with the orange portal, you'd have a blue portal. And normally she does. And it's a cat cam of her cat, Esper. And I'm really pissed that we keep going to this camera and we don't see an adorable little kitty, Esper. I'm kind of mad.
That would be -5 points when we do the tally of the points, but no worries, no worries.
Not getting the bonus stars there, Scoot Team. Yeah, not getting the bonus stars. Yeah. No bonus stars.
I mean, it's safe to say that so far, about 10 minutes in overall, the teams are playing a lot slower.
Yeah.
So they might have listened to that advice, or maybe it's just out of necessity.
Well, I also think it's that a lot of teams have a game plan going in, right? Like round 1, you can prepare for. Round 2, you can prepare for. You can come in and say, okay, we're going to play all the Ironclad. We're going to look for Dominate. We're going to do this. We're going to go an aggressive path. We know what we're going to do. But then when you just all of a sudden, you don't know the seed. You don't know what characters you're going to get. You have to play it by ear. And like the team that is notorious for going fast, Elephant Sanctuary, 1, they're not on very fast characters. And 2, they might be scared at this point. They might be scared of making another mistake, especially outside their comfort zone and wiping again.
Yeah, I mean, if they are the only team to have a successful run and everybody else were to run into disaster early, we did speculate that maybe reaching spot number 2 is within the realm of possibility. So good for them. Let them cook. We'll see the result of that. We also have Scoot Team currently looking at a shop.
They're just speeding through it. There's no looking at it. They knew what they wanted to do before they got into that shop, and it was thin the deck and make it so you're playing your good cards more. That's pretty much it. And I did notice that Comet Bagel did pick up that fear. So maybe they might be looking towards stacking up a lot of vulnerable and making Scootish a little bit stronger because you have the Regent with vulnerable, now the Necrobinder with vulnerable. And, we see a Bombardment coming down, which is the card that plays from your exhaust pile. So if the enemy's always vulnerable, it's a lot of damage for free every single turn as long as you can get it off. Yeah.
They seem to be doing great on the block in front as well.
That Paparato's team is about to be in the boss fight. Love to go take a peek at them and watch them and see how they handle this first boss. Because, again, they are the triple Ironclad team. And just looking at Papa's deck right there on that little screen, they have Dominate. They're literally doing what happened in round 2.
See it again.
They're doing it again. They're doing it another time. They might even be in a position that they don't even need to look at another character. I just saw in that tiny little box, too, they have a Shockwave. This fight is less about needing to kill all of those enemies, and it's more about needing to make sure that they're not dealing enough damage to you, you know?
Yeah.
Wait, this is a new screen. This is cool W production.
Shockwave is that whenever you hear a high-level Slay the Spire streamer talk about Shockwave, you would think that they're talking about their best friend. They talk about that card like it's the best thing since, I don't know, the Fridge. And that's
I thought you
only
said the
for
French.
single player.
Oh my God, that was...
And you know, the Fridge is often considered to be the most significant invention.
Yeah, and I got a Red Bull one behind me, and everybody's jealous of it.
Show us. That could be a picture. Is it a picture? Please tell me if it is a picture. Oh my God, it's real!
Yeah, Otz didn't get one. They didn't get to him in time. Unfortunately, he lives in the middle.
They haven't invented fridges here.
He lives in the middle of a desert, surrounded by nothing but a singular Ethernet line that runs 75 miles to his house.
That's actually kind of right. Yes. More or less.
Yeah. So they did end up still focusing down a lot of those enemies, but you can see them stacking up that 11 vulnerable on that back guy, putting it up to 44 there with the triple Ironclad. So now when that Dominate gets played, it's plus 44 strength. Honestly,
Jesus Christ,
I don't want to say that Squidinky Dink is just here to mog at the camera and to make their team to just be a little bit more enthusiastic, but I don't think that she's going to be doing a whole lot in this round, and it has nothing to do with her skill level and all due to her RNG of not getting the good character, you know?
Okay. Let's step back and look at the positives here. She can strip Artifact. She can provide Weakened, which I think you would struggle with otherwise, right? You don't have weaken on your
They have
base
Shockwave.
deck on the other characters. Yeah, I take it back. She's probably gonna be a bit of a paperweight.
She might have
but
generated
that's
it, though.
okay.
That might have been her. She might have generated. She's got like a bunch of colorless generation, so it might be her. That might be her. So that might be her doing, or it could just again be the Ironclads doing everything, and she's just along for the ride. Nothing wrong with being a passenger princess. That's my wife on the daily because I can't not be in control when behind the wheel of a car. It's a thing that I do. But
I mean, to be fair, if you're going to be a passenger princess, you might as well do it on the one character that's sitting down, literally being carried by his minions. It's just a lore accurate run, guys.
Yeah, no, for real. It makes a lot of sense there. I like that.
Yeah.
The big cats have also just entered into the boss fight as well. They got double, not double Necrobinder, but I just saw the Ostia hands and immediately thought that it was. That just means that they did get that the team card that gives Ostia to all of your allies.
Legion.
Which is,
Legion.
Yeah, it's
Legion of
quite
Bone,
strong. Yeah, Legion of Bone. Yes, correct. You're so smart.
You did remind me of that.
Yeah,
earlier.
yeah. And then it went one in ear and out the other. It went out on my own ear. But I mean, it's like I think that they are going to be really good at being defensive here, but you can see them already struggling at dealing a lot of damage to take down these enemies. I mean, the Necrobinder and the Regen and the Defect are all three scaling characters, right? Even like an initial boss fight, you want to scale up and play a big undead, or you want to scale up your singular claw that you took, or you want to scale up your big sword to deal a bunch of damage, right?
I have a question. How good do you rate Tag Team on Box's Steam? Because it was just used.
Tag team, yeah. Depends if the other people on your team have a big attack, right? Because it makes the next attack that is played against that target play multiple times. So it's like
Is that kind of dangerous considering that Silent often focuses on multiple smaller attacks? You think that that's gonna hurt them, or are there some big attacks like Predator?
You could get Predator, you could get a big Flechettes, you could get Grand Finale, you could get that's it, kind of it, yeah. But you could also just get big Shiv. I mean, you could get a massive Shiv, or it, yeah. I mean, it's you could get a big finisher, but that would take a lot of synergy. And I think in a fast-paced run like this, it might not be as good.
Yeah, no, you were absolutely right, by the way, calling out earlier that Serpent Form is kind of burning a bit of a hole in Ludwig's deck right now. It is a card that costs 3.
Yeah.
That does something that maybe potentially could be strong later on, but it is such an uncomfortable card. Picking a rare as your starting gift is a blessing and a curse sometimes.
Yeah, I mean...
That being said, they are doing relatively well health-wise, and...
Yeah, they're doing okay. They're just having to take a little bit more time, as a lot of these teams are more neck and neck this round. Nobody's really soaring out in front, except for maybe those 3 Ironclads. But you can see everybody else is finishing up the Act 1 boss, where they're still trucking their way up to the top. It seems like maybe the RNG gods is what allowed them to play a little bit faster, and now they're lagging behind just a little bit. But they do have quite a good lead. The people that they're in the running against is not even the people in first. They're against just getting second place. Because remember, when you get to that final round, the points don't matter. Just getting to the finals is all that matters, and then it's just a head-to-head with you and another team, and the leaderboard gets reset, right? So all they have to do is make sure that they perform really well.
Elephant Sanctuary, by the way, they just finished a clean run. They are very comfortable taking damage. I saw a really cool moment where they use a relic to gain a critical amount of block there to prevent further damage. Although I think they would have survived. They go into round 2, and we have, is that Darv?
Darv.
Oh, this is so interesting.
People are offered the Calling Bell here. I'm pretty sure that some people are offered Snecko Eye, if I'm not mistaken. There's a lot of very interesting things that can happen with Darv. He can give you a lot of relics from Slay the Spire 1, as well as unique powers for your character. So I'm really interested to see what people take. I have heard from Twitch chat that multiple people have taken the Calling Bell already, because he gives you a lot of immediate power. It gives you immediate power. Japanese export, he goes with the lame thing because he's lame and stupid and lame, and he takes the birdcage. Lame. Boring. Raffle, interestingly enough,
explain to us what the birdcage does.
it
For
just
those that
removes
don't
two
quite
cards.
remember.
It just removes 2 cards, which removes in this game technically are more of a premium. I did see, however, Raffle did pick up the new Sealed Throne, which is a card that got changed on the regent, so it no longer is spawning in your opening hand and instead costs 0 instead. So it's a little bit easier to play, but does cause you to get to it, so you don't get it immediately.
That's a lot of damage, though.
Yeah, it looks like BoxBox's team is also doing quite well at defeating this boss. The Kin is honestly, I didn't expect that the Kin would kill anybody. I did not expect that anybody would die to this character. They're relatively easy in Ascension or in a multiplayer. But I think what it is that they're a big time sink. They take a minute to kill. Just the fact that it's a 3 enemy fight and the main guy has almost 1,000 HP. This early in the game, that's a lot to dig through. I mean, we saw.
Okay, what would you pick here? Snap decision. You have Oblivion, which
I don't know what he's doing.
A Doom thing that you probably don't want.
Taking
Undeath gives you immediate block.
I'm taking Undeath, and I'm taking it for one reason, because he has the Tuning Fork. The Tuning Fork is every 10 skills that you play, you gain extra block on that 10th skill. So being able to just spam skills, and there's the Snecko Eye, but he's not going to take it because he just took a really good 0-cost card.
Yes, of course.
There's no way he clicks on that here. If he clicks on it, I'll add him to the list of people I would like to kiss on the mouth.
I think Empty Cage here is so risky because it's true, removing 2 starter cards is wonderful, but let's have a moment to realize that you're going to be left with a deck with 99 copies of a blocking card, 0 cost. But
it does allow him to play those cards more often, right? And he does end up taking it. And I think it's not necessarily the incorrect decision, because I think that it's not terrible to just be able to play a bunch of those and just survive while the rest of your team is doing something, right? Like, you're not required to necessarily be the carry on your team, and you can just be somebody that just sits.
It seems Rue took the Astrolabe, which I think is maybe your favorite of the ones with him so far.
I mean, Bing Bong is a chat favorite.
Eye.
Yeah, Snecko Eye, Bing Bong, those are my favorites probably. But Astrolabe was really consistent in Slay the Spire 1. I haven't taken it nearly as much in STS 2. But I guess that just comes down to the card quality. We are seeing that the Goon Platoon is already like halfway through, if not more, of Act 2.
Wow.
They are soaring right here with the cutest little chibi avatars.
With their characters.
Drawn.
But they have...
I was going to say drawn by Jokat, by the way. Those characters at the bottom, they're just Jokat drew him. He's really good at drawing.
That's so cute.
He's so cute.
We love it. I was going to say, they did have a bit of a pained expression. Are they in any sort of trouble here?
Some of them are getting a little bit low. Uh-oh. Paparazzo might go down here. It would be really embarrassing if a coach died. We would definitely have to type Ohm, coach down, Ohm. Wait, we should have made it a rule that if the coaches ever die, it's -6 points. Thoughts?
Well, luckily, it's not going to matter for a while. They are fine, and with a little resting side ahead.
Yeah. Halfway through Act 2 already, they're clearly in the lead here. And, I mean, the only team that can maybe finish faster is potentially the Smash Bros, just because they did start late. But, yeah, they're easily just going to soar on through the rest of this act, probably. We'll have to check in on them in a minute. But yeah, nobody's really even close to where they are. A couple of other people in Act 2, but most of them, you see them fighting those early enemies. Those first 2 combats that you're going to find in Act 2 are going to be the basic enemies. It's going to be your 2 little bull bugs. It's going to be the guy that tries to steal a card from you. And then you still see Jackie's team that started on time, and they're just starting that Kin boss. And the Smash Bros is also at the Kin boss, and they started like 5 minutes behind. So yeah, I think definitely a little bit of a speed difference. I think the Smash Bros, they figured out this co-op pace. If they had prep, they'd be like Batman, unbeatable. But they did not prepare at all, and yet they're still
lost on some of these early fights. If it results in better saving of potions, carefully picking card awards. We have seen a few instances so far of some cards that were really good that were skipped, or some really bad choices that were picked. So make a slight better choice now, and then avoid being in the final boss, being hit for 50, and then struggling to find who has 1 block to give you. Oh, and we have a bit of Prism action going on. I would love to highlight Jokat's POV right now if the production can give us a chance to do that.
We got that new elite that might deal a little bit of damage. Luckily, they are 3 ironclads, so the amount of skills they're playing is probably less than most, but hopefully we can see a little bit of damage. If anything's going to take out Paparazzo or even Jokat, could potentially be this, but nope. They are dealing 222 vulnerable. They have not only 3 ironclads, they have a replay on a Molten Fist. So they are...
Oh, that's disgusting.
Yeah,
So it quadruples.
Yeah, they are quadrupling the vulnerable at a moment's notice. There is still a chance that maybe the next fight takes them down a peg, but they got the hemorrhoid pillow. They're doing okay.
Did you notice that 3 of them simultaneously upgraded their Jade Sword?
And now they all
starting
have
with
their
even
sword
more
upgraded.
strength.
It's even better. But here is the big one. Let's stay on their camera for a minute because they are about to fight another elite where all of them except one are around a 3rd HP. So if there's ever a time for a death, that might not even be a bad death with how far ahead they are, it's now. The attack-focused guys all against the as Scootish calls him, the pedophile B guy. Scootish believes this guy's a pedophile. Haven't heard yes or no.
We're gonna have to add some legal disclaimers to the bottom of the stream, added in post.
Yeah.
But yes, the Entomancer is a
perverts,
nasty enemy. Multi-hits result in your deck being full of really nasty status cards. Luckily, this is the sort of build that really shouldn't care about it. We are already seeing possibly, what, 150 or so vulnerable? If it's doubled?
There it is. There it is. Goes boom, goes boom, goes boom.
The damage is significant here.
Wait,
though.
he didn't play his defend. You got one energy, Jokat. Jokat, play the card. We all have to type -5 if he doesn't play the damn card. Figured it out. Never mind.
There
He's
it is.
goated. Oh, and he even had a friend helping him out for the block, so he didn't even need it.
Yeah. Power of friendship right there. Okay, this was a regrettable hand to draw.
Yeah, I mean, do you even play the attacks? It doesn't matter. They're all dead. Yeah, they're not going down. They're too powerful at this point. They are way too strong. They are probably going home with first place in this round, but is it enough with them being in 4th place at the start in order to get this? What?
We just saw Ludwig take the runic pyramid, which I think is really interesting. It's strong.
Ballsy for I don't want to say I don't want to listen. What I'm going to say something and it's going to sound bad. Ballsy for a player of his skill.
His skill being immaculate and perfect is what you're going to follow up saying.
Being
I can defy
I'll lower attack. I'll piercing well.
fucking bad.
Okay, listen, let's not look at it from a point of skill. That's quite mean. Let's just look at it from a point of experience, right? Some of these streamers, they have other... Okay, I'm really trying to soften the blow here, all right? But let's just forget about the person and talk about the strategy. The Runic Pyramid makes your entire hand not go away. And as you can see right now, we have about 69 billion starter cards that are all pretty mediocre, and they're just not going away. And our player here is forced to play them, and it is such an awkward thing. It is difficult to deal with.
Scadios. We've got a death coming up. W Production for getting us over here.
No!
They hit him with a blood potion, though, off the top rope. Wow, they waited for us to get here so that we could see this live. Huge blood potion angle. And even see who that was tossed from. I mean, we actually know who it was tossed from because it was tossed from the other Ironclad. It's the only person that could find that potion. So W Bookshelf for keeping his little peasant teammate alive, and his peasant teammate also has Mayhem that auto played a bloodletting to hurt him at the beginning of the turn. So maybe not the best of ideas, but
unfortunately, Dominate could have been used on an enemy with Vulnerable, but the opportunity was lost there. And now we have to play Hemokinesis, which does damage you a little bit of an uncomfortable range. Remember, with this character, you do heal 6 every fight.
Immediately. Wait, we've seen this act before. That's the Prism. Wait, no, or is that that might be the worm. I don't remember which elite the goon platoon saw first.
Yeah,
it might have been the worm.
Exact path,
Either way, it's a lot of damage incoming, and I don't know if they're going to be able to make it out alive. It's looking a little bit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, it's looking like it might just work. I don't know if the order there was good.
No, he's got it. He's got it. He's got it. Yeah. He's got it. Not going down right now. That's the issue with taking. He has Pandora's box. In Pandora's box, it transforms all your strikes into fens, which usually is a net benefit in the long term. But in the short
term, it can give you a very convoluted deck, right?
There's growing pains with that deck, I call it, where it's like at the beginning you We switched over here because once again Nandre is about to die. We do know that there's probably going to be a rest right after this, and he has the Toxic Egg, which means that for the future.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. It looked like he wasn't even wearing pants. It looked like he wasn't wearing pants. He keeps glancing up, waiting to see himself. You can see a man so infatuated with himself. Nandre, notably, the only other person in the world that is sponsored by Kettlehead Popcorn.
Oh, that's wonderful.
You can use code FROST for 15%
Is it fair
off.
to call them a small business because they are
4 people? 4 people. They have 4 people they employ. It's a really small company here out of Denver. Yeah. I just walked into their offices one day and asked if they wanted to work together. And then Nandre found me at TwitchCon, ate some of my popcorn, and said, "That's really good. Can you get me a code?"
Damn. I hope I can bother them for, if they have some spare that didn't fix into one of those boxes. I hope I can get my hands on some. It looks really yummy.
Yeah, I mean, okay, everybody seems to be in an elite fight right now. Is anybody about to fall, or is everybody kind of doing okay? We've got a couple of low teammates, Dreads, Nandre.
I have a high-level question for you.
Hit me.
Could you explain why the big cat's worms are not moving?
That is because their team is using Phobia mode. It is a mode that you can turn on if you've got like the heebie-jeebies towards any sort of creepy crawlies or things. There's a couple of other enemies in the game that just they just get nerfed visually in case you have an issue, which based out of Mega Crit, they've been adding more and more enemies every single act to that people are saying that people were upset with the cards from the frog parasite in Act 1 and then this guy and the terror eel. Just some, hey, it's tough to look at.
We were originally gonna make Frost Prime eat a spider live on stream, but we did reconsider after learning that some players have such an accessibility issue. Mega Crit, that's honestly an amazing feature, and I know a lot of people are grateful for that.
I am going to be going to Tarantula
I wasn't sure you
Migration.
knew the answer to that question. I didn't know it myself. You are such a fountain of knowledge.
Yeah, I'm going to the Tarantula Migration later this year. It's every year all of the male tarantulas they migrate from western Colorado to Kansas to go fuck, and you just can go down and find them on the road. And you pick them up and help them cross the road so they don't get run over. It's really fun. You camp out and they crawl over your tent.
You are a spider pimp in your free time?
Yeah.
That's great. Put it on your resume. And guys, if you're looking for a hobby,
when streaming doesn't work out,
more suggestions coming up in this tournament.
Yeah.
I didn't think we were talking about spiders screwing each other, but here we are. All right, honestly, it's great to see that most teams, despite having a bit of a death here and there, like we see on Platypus side, are, for the most part, going pretty strong. I did expect this round to be harder.
Doing him dirty by zooming in on the death. But he's now revived at 1 HP, healed to 7, and he gets the egg that now benefits him to stay low HP. He now gains strength if he remains under half HP, which probably even after a rest, he's still going to be below half HP.
Yeah.
Oh, and he gets a little pity dono from his chat. You see the alert coming across the screen. Somebody hits him with...
one of these cards gives HP every time you go to a question room. They should probably give it to him. I'm a bit...
Yeah.
Is that what they do? They don't give a F about him. They just trust that he's going to be made of steel. Honestly, valid.
Yeah,
honestly,
dude.
Valid,
sometimes your weak link isn't
invincible.
Your weak link isn't worth repairing. Sometimes, sometimes it's you got to let them get a couple of scratches on them and find their own dirt to rub in it. You can't rub it for them. And we do have a team about to enter into a boss.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think we're banking on the fact that these folks are not going to rewatch the tournament since they played in it, and we can get away with a lot. And could you tell us about this second act boss that we have not seen before? He's a sandworm, right?
We've got the feeky little worm that starting on turn 2 beckons you into his hole.
Oh,
and you can see the phobia mode here. You can see the phobia mode here. Makes him not look quite as menacing. I actually have never seen the phobia mode for this.
He looks just like he's just a megaphone there.
He looks like a toilet. I'm gonna poop into him. That's actually hilarious.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Joket's team is at the Act 3 boss. And this is because I didn't tell you guys what happens on this seed. I didn't tell you what happens on this seed. But I'm pretty sure if everything went correctly, you can get up to 3 fur coats. If we can switch between the other people's profile and see what their relics are right in that slot that he has. Yeah, you can see one fur coat on Bree's team. You can see another fur coat, potentially if we can go over to the other perspectives. That was the boon about this seed, is that you can find 3 fur coats. They didn't take one, so maybe they only took 2. Squid not feeling comfortable enough to take it, or maybe because the way the multiplayer works.
They've only taken 1, if anything. I'm looking at it right now, and oh, wait.
They may have just taken 1 and gotten lucky, because 1 might be enough. But when we tried the seed off stream and we were glitching our way through the run in order to find fun things about different seeds, I think we could take 2 or 3 of them. Maybe when you actually play through the run, things get changed in the RNG. But still, fur coats are online. That relic is a boss relic. And what it does is it makes your next 3, or excuse me, it marks 7 combats on your map that can be normal fights or elites, non-bosses, and it marks them as 1 HP. So you know that it's free. And if you take it, it's obviously good because it can make you go faster. But the reason why it might not be good is because you don't get a boss reward. So you are then weaker going into the bosses. And that's what I was wanting to test, is if people are offered multiple of them, do they take multiple of them to go faster while negating having multiple boss rewards on your character? Does that make sense? So then you're weaker going into the final boss.
They're basically giving up some amazing other possible relics. I'm looking at some of them right now to have a refresher. There's Diamond Diadem, which can cut damage in half. There's the Brilliant Scarf, which we did see one person pick, which lets them play their 5th card for free. And I'm not going to lie, that little lamp, I'm not familiar with it. I think it might have been introduced in this patch. Could you remind me what that red lamp does?
The glass ball.
Oh, please, yeah.
Is that the orb?
No, it's not the orb. It's on another player. I think we have switched right now. It might have been on Squid. I think that one might have been introduced this patch.
You're good. We'll figure it out. Jokat does have the delicate frond, which is incredible. He gets to basically get 4 potions every single combat, and he just gets to figure it out and get the best ones by the time he gets to these final bosses. So it's kind of like an uber boon, and kind of counters the fur coat of not being able to maybe get a boss reward. He can kind of use all of these combats to work up to having the perfect potion combination for getting into this boss. And I mean, the Gigantification, if he's going to be scaling up massively on this triple Ironclad, is incredible. These guys are going to get so many points from this round. I am excited to see where they shoot. They're still technically on the leaderboard, not in first place, but you get a lot of points just for winning the run, and they're definitely going to be doing it in first place. I mean, look at the damage. This is only phase 2, so it's not the most amount of health, but I mean, like, they have an insane amount of strength. This is boss 2. They didn't even
need to use their demon form, and even though they have impervious, they haven't needed it either. They are like so fine. By the way, the chat is correcting me. It's letting me know that it's the Unsettling Lamp, which doubles the amount of debuffs that you first apply, which is awesome. It's incredible. It just basically makes the whole strategy that these folks are going for, which is double the vulnerable and give it to the next boss. Double the vulnerable, give it to the next boss. It's basically just speeding it up another round.
Exactly. Yeah. It's they are going at the speed of Red Bull in this round. I mean, 36 minutes to get to this boss in a random round is pretty incredible. I mean, we had a 32-minute finish last time, so they're still not faster than what could be, but for random, I mean, that's just absolutely incredible. I mean, the dichotomy between this and every other team is everybody else is just finishing Act 2, and they are not getting through the finish line. They knocked down the entire thing. There might not be a finish line for anybody left.
We might want to have a look at Box's POV.
Yeah,
they
look at all the fur coats.
Picked the glitter, which makes all rewards from now on be cards that automatically replay once.
Yeah,
and
now
look at that. That's the 1 HP.
They go to the free combats, and they just basically get to now just come in and be basically whoever took the fur coat is saying, I'm willing to take the L here. Box is willing to take the glitter, which allows him to scale and become super powerful by the time that they get to the boss. Have an easy act, because usually taking the glitter, you're also not getting a boss reward at the start, right? You are not getting the boss reward because you have to wait until after a combat that gives you a card that you want to take. So he now gets to spend this act in basically super happy fun Candyland La La Land.
Do we see any card here that is worth the replay?
No,
because
not
frankly,
really, and
we
that's
did
the
see some
problem with
cards
it.
that none of them were powers, none of them were incredible scaling opportunities. And yeah, once again, congrats to Goon team. They just knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, I mean, soaring through the finish line, smiles across. Billy is looking ecstatic. They are just absolutely killing it here. And you can see that even the Smash Bros, I know that they are technically behind and have a little bit more time because they had to take an emergency due to diarrhea, but they're still only halfway through Act 2, and they're
not doing bad.
Yeah, they're not doing terribly, but
they were number 3 on the leaderboard. Going into
just
round
compared
3.
to everybody else, I mean, they are really going to have to do a lot in order to speed things up here. There's so many other teams that are doing a lot more. Still a couple of teams that are lagging and just now getting, it looks like Opum's team is just now getting into the Act 2 boss, or excuse me, just finishing the Act 2 boss. So I'm excited to, I would like to see how many fur coats, if we could get their team up in maybe a 4-box and see how many fur coats they're offered and how many they take. Just because I would love to be able to again see also if my seed actually worked, because we don't know a lot of things about multiplayer and how multiplayer seeds work yet. But it's going to be interesting to know. I mean, now honestly, being Team Goon Squad now, are you just kind of bored, just kind of like sitting there, you know? Just kind of.
I'm interested in looking at Ascension 11, aka Jackie's team as well. They were against the Mecha Knight, a particularly hard-hitting elite in the 3rd act. And he does hit really hard. But yeah, let's see it. They are not offered.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, they're not offered. I believe Opum didn't have it offered either. So they do get the
no fur.
Yeah, no fur. So it is only one. It is only one fur coat, and it's Scootish that has it. So they're definitely gonna make him take it.
Worth going to the left side. You do get a free elite on the left side. We see it right up there. You see that little X. That means that fight is basically a free reward. But seems like it's worth going.
Yeah, and it seems like it's really good. And they're even marking multiple paths if they want to go just a little bit faster. Yeah. And now Squid Inky Dink is the caster of the tournament, giving us all of the commentary. Will Mouth pick his nose again? No, he's probably focused on what's going on in front of him. The Elephant Sanctuary looking like they're in a little bit better of a spot this time around. They do.
Their elephant looks happier. Hey, that's a little bit of progress.
Yeah, they're looking a little bit better. Yeah, they're not doing quite terribly. Jackie's team is now into the final bosses though, and they're making really good time. I remember that they did have a crash, so they were like a little bit far behind at one point. But it seems like once they got their car started again, they hit the pedal to the metal, and they have found their way into what could be potentially the 2nd placed finish slot.
We also noticed that in his lineup of relics, we have the Mummified Hand. And correct me if I'm wrong, but now if you do a power, it can make a card free, including the cost associated to the stars, right? So you could make a big star card free to play.
I'm actually not sure if it works like that, but chat will know because I just haven't been offered it enough times. So chat will definitely be one to help us out. I did see, though, that Multibrad did take the Snecko. I like to think that he did that for me. I like to think that he respected me. And it seems like, that I would like to shout out one more time the Ham.
277 damage. Bully coming in. This is a card that scales off the amount of vulnerable. And as you can see, there's a considerable amount, 70.
I would like to, once again, shout out the Ham, though. He was the viewer of mine that coaxed their way into this tournament, and he is doing absolutely great, which just means that Frost Prime viewers are the greatest Slay the Spire players of all time. It's just factual, man. It's just goddamn factual.
He does look like a very seasoned streamer, even though you told us that he's not like a content creator or anything.
No, he is a content creator. So the way that we met was he came into my chat and he was like, hey, would you ever do co-op with viewers? And I was like, well, I don't really want to ask you guys to be a content creator for like an hour and a half, right? Like that's a lot to ask for like a viewer to just be a content creator. And he said, oh, I am a content creator. And I was like, oh, caught. Okay, you want to join my tournament then? Like I was just like, fuck. My one counter was immediately countered again.
They got kidnapped.
Yeah.
Will they see their family if they make it last place? Or
so yeah, I thought I respected the mental jujitsu, and I was like, hey, listen, I don't know you, so I don't know if I want to do some co-op content with you, but join this tournament and fucking perform so that you get a more of an audience in front of you. And
so this is one of 10 tasks that he has to pass before
and
he
I've
gets to
watched
play
his
with
stream
you.
since. He seems fucking cool as shit. He seems like a dope-ass guy. Just another...
Oh my god, it might be hammer time, Frost. It might be
hammer
hammer time.
Making everybody forge when you forge. Sometimes it can be the greatest card in the game. Sometimes it just makes the stream lag for a minute because 4 people have to generate a sword all at once. Yeah. It does look like they're not going to struggle to get through this boss, though, unless... I mean, they are taking a little bit of damage here. Jackie's showing that he can deal a little bit of damage. Excuse me. This is that big turn.
What is their recourse? Can they finish it off? If not, they're taking a big chunk and no defense on Jackie.
Yeah, but it is at least the final boss. So if they do have a character death here, it's not the worst. It is pretty risky as well because every time that you play a card here, they are gaining a bunch of strength, and that's why they're doing so much.
42 strength right now, by the way.
This isn't even the turn that this guy has vulnerable on you. Next turn is usually the big hit. And in single player, it's usually 40 plus damage on turn 3. But you can see in multiplayer how fast this boss scales. And they find the kill, though. They find the kill.
Nice.
So they take no damage. They're probably now just going to waltz through the rest of this fight. That is not going to be all that bad. Yeah, the Fiki boss is not going to be Fiki all that much longer. Damn, that Scythe is hitting for 97. Not the greatest, but not the worst. I mean, it's just not like a insanely scaling card for multiplayer, but...
Ooh, if we had maybe a flank in here or something, yeah. Scythe, honestly...
What the? That was a something. He just did 300 damage twice.
How?
Not a goddamn clue, but I'm impressed. Again, Frost Prime viewers, by the way.
Damn, they are just built different.
I believe it was probably knockdown. Yeah, you can see the debuff on the enemy there. The knockdown was played by somebody else and allowed them to do triple damage, I believe. So, yeah.
You did mention you were quite skeptical of
I was skeptical
Doom
of that card
cards.
because it just seemed like it is a more expensive version of flanking. But again, if maybe you could take with Snecko Eye, right? You can make it work in another way.
Do you think Doom is going to take a
Is Ludwig about to take a grand finale? He's clicking on it. Oh my god, is Ludwig about to take a grand finale? Oh my fucking god.
Please,
There's no
don't
fucking way.
do it.
Holy fucking shit. There's no fucking way.
Tracking. It's an instant click on tracking, right?
Yeah, it's absolutely. There's
Even
no
with
way
just what?
he sees 60 damage. He's blind. He's blind to the 60.
No, don't do it, Lud. Somebody subscribe. He skipped it.
Skip! Oh my gosh!
He knows something with on. He's seen 20 moves ahead.
Oh
the fur coat here is an amazing pick.
Crazy,
He does have 4 slots. He does have a belt slot, which is awesome to have with Delicate Front. So it could consider that, but I don't think newer players love the idea of using potions. I think that using potions at the right time is very difficult. Whoa!
Yeah, it looks like they got multiple people that got the fur coat here, by the way. It seems like it might be dependent on the characters that you have. You can see that maybe they just have a bit of a free act here to roll through. Again, multiplayer seeds work in weird ways.
Wait, do they have to take a single regular fight?
No.
They don't have to take a single regular fight!
So this is how multiplayer seeds work for anybody that doesn't know. It's depending on your characters and which slots your characters are in. It's kind of like controller ports on the GameCube.
Oh my god.
Like it's different things happen for different people. So we didn't know how co-op seeds worked going into this, and now we know. Fucked up shit can happen is the answer to that. Fucked up shit. It's kind of embarrassing, though, that they might even get this free act and not even be the 3rd or 4th team to finish.
Okay, listen.
Yeah.
Compare this to the Bomb Squad, okay? Even though they look like they're at the same pace, you need to remember that these Smash Bros started about 5, maybe 7 minutes late.
Yeah.
They are actually so far ahead, and they're not far behind the strongest team that finished within 30-something, right?
Yeah. They could have a really good finisher. Yeah. They could, definitely. I know, I'd be interested to know what Jackie's finishing time was, because, again, they did have a crash that may have, I don't know if production's having to go back and look at how long that crash might have added some time, because if they had played, 3/4 of the way through a boss fight, and then their game crashed. I don't know how the in-game timer works with Slay the Spire.
Yeah.
If you start over a fight, does it take your time, your in-game clock back to the beginning of that fight? So I don't want them to be penalized for that. And if that is the difference maker of whether or not they're in third or second, that's just something that I would want to clarify.
We're seeing a beautiful performance from Box's team, by the way. We've seen them reduce the damage of the test subject to 0. Once again, they do it. And they've also done a great job with their other cards as well.
All right, we should be good.
Yeah, I mean, they're probably going to not have any issues with this final boss. I think that that's like the name of the game with these teams in this round is they had to play a little bit slower, but that just allows them to make less mistakes. So you're obviously seeing less death in this round just because last round, although people got their comfort picks, although they got to play a character that might have been stronger, they got a little bit of cocky, and you could see how multiple teams died because of that. Versus now, it's like, yeah, it's now they have to lock in and they have to make sure that they play correctly, but they play quite a bit slower. Yeah.
Oh my God, what is happening?
Is
what
the
is
big
happening?
cats going
There's
down?
just an earth. It's an earthquake. It's an earthquake. The boss is just dying to an earthquake. Oh my God, and that's phase 3.
Oh my God. GG.
Goodness
Box
gracious.
Ruli
And
service.
Doom takes it. That's insane. They actually managed to optimize the turn where the monster was intangible to apply Doom, which still can apply fully through it. And that saved them maybe half a turn. That wasn't bad at all. Really, really good performance. We'll have to look at their timer as well.
Yeah, it looks like BoxBox doesn't have the timer up on screen, which is fine. You're not necessarily required to have it, but 49 minutes. Not a bad time. Probably definitely going to be in the top 5, I believe. Yeah, for sure. Maybe top 3.
Yeah.
Jumping back over to the big cats. Looking like they could potentially have a death here. Raffle is quite low. And don't forget, this isn't the Ironclad. You don't heal after this combat. So he could definitely, unless he has Pantographs, which I didn't look at his relic bar, he could be going down. Same thing with Rare in here. They could be looking at 2 deaths here, and they still have 1 more boss to go.
Yeah, we have not applied. We do have a significant amount of Doom, which is only coming from 1 player, presumably, which is crazy that we've done 300. But some of this damage is going to be so hard to mitigate. The Queen does really nasty multi-hit attacks, right?
I didn't notice it, but Ludwig picked up not only that fur coat, but just before going to that boss, he picked up the tent, which allows him to do every option at a campfire, which is particularly OP in multiplayer because it allows you to not only upgrade and heal, but also mend a teammate. So you have another teammate that never has to press rest, which obviously in the 1 HP act turns out to not be good. But they didn't know that going in, and he played the best that he could, you know. But in hindsight,
this is also the second time where he gets the pillow, which also guarantees that you're always going to heal pretty much to full. So they're going to have a very comfortable path to the boss. But now that they reach it, they need to make the right decisions. If they pick the right cards, are they going to choke in the face of these 2 bosses?
Choke in their face or choke on their face? Which one is it going to be?
I don't know, but even though we said the Queen is possibly the easiest of the 3 fights, she also does place a significant restriction on your card usage.
I'm looking up in the top left-hand corner. It looks like they're about to end the turn, and Raffle's going to go down. So they might get a -5 here on the side of the big cats. They did. Nope, never mind. He rolled in and found some block. Particle walling up says, "Fuck you. I will take my block now,
so
kind
good.
sir."
Particle
And
Wall
that
is such a
gonna be
unique
the
card.
end. Yeah, Particle Wall, the regen card that costs a bit of stars, but doesn't move out of your hand after you play it. So definitely the savior there. Definitely the savior. But they have 1 more fight. They've got 1 more fight. They're bleeding 10 HP on 1 character, like 25 on another. And this is one of the most damaging early fights in all of Act 3 bosses.
Do you notice that he has the Relic Bam Brace, which doubles the first defensive card, and that made his 10 block into 20 block, which is actually saving his life. But because he used a skill and other people are using skills, now it's a stronger test subject, which is hitting for 25, and 1 more skill or 2, and he just dies this turn. They have to be really, really careful here.
Yeah, he's literally probably yelling at his team, please stop playing skills, please stop playing skills, please stop playing skills. Oh my God, the weakening comes down, which does reduce that damage by quite a bit. But
yeah, we also had the Diadem play. This is a relic that is currently flashing on screen. You can see it right there in the middle. If you don't play too many cards, the damage from the boss gets, or from any enemy, gets half. And that is such a boon right now because, frankly, we just cannot block enough.
I've never seen anybody use that relic well, but he is. So yeah, if he plays 2 or less cards, he gets half the damage thrown at him, which is going to be perfect block now with the reflect. But not quite, because of the added damage. And next turn, they're going to be debuffed, vulnerable in taking probably upwards of 90 damage. So it's now or never to deal 500 damage odds.
What is he thinking about? He could do an attack here, and he would make his Region Blade a little stronger. Well,
no, he's got to stay under 2. He's got to stay under 2 attacks so that because the damage will half at the end of his turn, right? Because of the
right. He's already at the limit. Diadem is 2.
Yeah, it's 2 cards.
Oh right.
Yeah, it is quite literally 2 cards. Yeah, it is. It is. It is.
Oh my
why
God.
most people don't take it. Yeah, his damage is going to get cut. Oh, but it looks like Raren is quite
Somebody
low as well.
used a few skills.
Somebody used too many
Oops.
skills. Merle got a little bit selfish. And this is the team that, if there's ever going to be a team that rages at each other, it's this one.
We can see them lean back on their chairs.
Are they done? Are they gonna take the mulligan here? Are they trying to find a way? Because again, it is worth it to just limp over the finish line, even with 0. If you have 3 people die, I believe it works out to -5 points. But if you were to finish in a good spot, you could still get a bunch of points off of the finishing points, right? So it still could be worth it to finish with literally just one person limping over the finish line by themselves. But I don't think that they can, is the problem. I really don't think that they have the capabilities of doing it. Looking at the other teams handling the bosses, they're obviously doing it a lot better. You see Ludwig's team not taking a lot of damage, Common Bagel's team not taking a lot of damage, but they're just not quite as fast. They're Common Bagel's team is up towards an hour, and you have to remember that the Smash Bros had doo-doo diarrhea problems, so they started a little bit late, and we go off of the players' in-game timers. So they're you can see Ludwig's speedrun clock and now Crimson Blur's clock at the top. They're at about 49 minutes. They're about 6 minutes ahead.
Not bad at all.
Yeah, so it does look like if they can make a good time, they probably can finish before Opum's team. So it's not quite bad here. I believe if I'm listening to the comms right, Raffles' team is questioning whether or not they should die and try to go farm some elites. Which they are more than welcome to try, or they're welcome to just sit there. I don't know what the right call is, but that's up for them to decide amongst themselves as we're coming up to the end. Yeah, they literally 2 people just died right there. And the hand that they drew against the 105 incoming, and you draw a bolus. You draw a little tiny bola, man. That ain't gonna do shit.
I mean, okay.
my
Let's do a
God.
post-mortem of what just happened. We know for a fact that the region is a very turn order dependent character.
That's Scootish's team finding the victory. They've now finished and solidified their slot. So now their team is done. But is Raffles' team, the Raren's team, gonna be deciding to start over again? They can do it. They can play with new characters. They can reroll if they haven't already. God, Crimson Blur looks like. Can you tell that he didn't get any sleep? That he was up for 11 hours playing throughout the night, and then quite literally fell asleep on his microphone 1 hour before the tournament started.
As a kiwi that I just plucked from its tree.
fucking
Do kiwis
literally
grow on trees? I don't know. But no, I could not tell. He looks beautiful.
He actually is a really good looking guy. He
Tell
actually
a
is
streamer
really
that they
fucking good
look
looking.
tired.
Just because he's not wearing
It is.
makeup. He's not wearing makeup today.
Well, you would think he is because he's looking so good.
And if
right?
anybody was going to look tired, it's Stans. He just had a kid, but he's looking glowing
North.
today. He's looking absolutely good. Looks like he's got a fresh haircut. That sure is looking good on him.
Yeah, this group is definitely faring a little bit better. Are we still in the Gremlin not first phase?
This is
No,
the
we see
second
two
phase. You can
heads,
tell by
right?
the
This
amount
is
of
the
heads.
second
Yeah,
phase.
yeah. You can tell by the amount of heads on him.
The gimmick of this one, by the way, we rarely talk about because I think it's the least threatening, right, of the three. This one makes it so that anytime you take unblocked damage, you will have a wound. And thank you so much for the demonstration, which is a permanent status effect that's going to stay on your deck.
And
Luckily,
they do scale in terms of every turn they do one more hit. So they deal times 4 or times 3 times 4 times 5, and they slowly just deal. Yeah, they deal more. Yeah, it's very much a race against the clock against that guy. The first 2 phases are very much a race against the clock. And then it's like, hey, can you race against the clock while also setting up all of your stuff? It's like it's a very difficult scaling, and so both of the first phases scale very, very quickly, and then that last phase.
I hate to laugh at this, but now we see the absolute glory that is the pyramid on Ludwig's side of the board. He has so many starter cards that he cannot get rid of.
And that, I think, is a coaching difference, right? His coach, who hasn't spent a lot of time playing with him, told him to take Runic Pyramid, which by far is the best relic in the game. It is. Like, being able to retain your hand just makes you OP. You're drawing 5 to 7 cards a turn, and you can retain your hand. It's broken. But if you don't know how to
it just
pilot
compounds bad mistakes and bad decisions in your deck building, right?
Exactly. And if you're not quite as strong on those other things, it does hurt you in just that small bit. But I don't think it's going to matter here. I think there maybe stands could fall here. He's looking a little bit low, but as long as he can survive this turn, next turn isn't anything. And it looks like, dude, Nick, a.k.a. Falco, is quite strong at this game. And it looks like he's putting the team on his back here by doing a copious amount of damage.
Okay, you really have to sit back and just wonder at the massive difference between having one single Ironclad and 3 of them. Like, I don't know where exactly on the graph you start to become stupid, but I guess having 3 Ironclads kind of guarantees that at least one of them is going to get the stupid scaling card, right?
And I think with those 4 Ironclads, we didn't get to see their Act 3 map, but I think they may have also gotten the Giga 3 fur coats, just because of how fast they got to that Act 4 boss.
They blitzed through
Act 3
it,
boss,
so
excuse me. Yeah, chat was literally just like spamming all of a sudden. Oh my God, they got to the boss! You know, like it was out of nowhere.
By the way, we have 1,000, an absolute staggering 1,000 amount of
That's the double Necrobinders for you. And look, that's a 54-minute finish time. That is ahead of Opim's team, even though they finished slower in real time. They finished faster in terms of they started the run at a later time. Also, shout out Rivals of Ether 2 that's on Ludwig's screen. I love that game. I be playing that game all the time. Hello, Ludwig. Hi, Ludwig. Hi, Ludwig. Hi. Yeah, I mean, having 2 Necrobinders on your team is really, really strong for sure. And then our potentially, I don't know how many teams we have left, but Bomb Squad still at least surviving and getting through these bosses. They did not wipe. They are doing A-okay here for now. I mean, they are taking quite a bit of damage. We can see how this works out. Wavy is, I don't know if I've ever seen him look this serious.
What's
up?
Am I mistaken in thinking that flanking can be saved somehow? Do we have some form of retaining it?
I don't know. Again, I think like I question whether or not people should be playing a bunch of cards on these turns. Obviously, if it like somehow gets you block, but like
it's just
all
a waste
of these
of time,
attacks,
right?
all these attacks that people are spamming could be a waste of time. They've got 14 minutes left, which isn't bad, but you know, it's just like
there are a few cards and a few relics that do benefit from playing something else. Like for example, the Pen Nib, which we've talked about before, but maybe we haven't quite delved into what it does. Every attack, you gain 1 little token, and on the 10th token, your next attack can do double. And we've seen
punch card.
Yeah, it's a big. Oh my lord! Where did that come from? I think that's dominant.
And
right?
I read his lips. He said, "Good job, guys." He was just boom. Let's go. Let's lock in. And hey, another finisher. That is incredible. That was a good round. I mean, that was. Everybody adapted really well to whatever they were rolled. A couple teams tried to mulligan. I don't know if that means that they got what they wanted, but they made it through and they persevered. But now we got to see who the final 2 teams are. Oh, wait, I spoke too soon. The Elephant Sanctuary hasn't found the zoo that they're going to be putting the.
Oh, this is so exciting! We never had a team with two defects before.
Yeah. And if you look at their in-game clock, they are currently in the lead over Bomb Squad. They are currently doing a little bit better in terms of time, but they have an entire another boss to get through. So will they be able to do that in maybe 6-7 minutes? Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, the double defect is interesting.
Do you think it was a mistake to deal with the minion here, or does this team simply not have the means to afford it?
Yeah, I think that they just don't have the means to be able to afford it. For time-wise, obviously you are playing slower, but if you don't deal with that minion, they scale up extremely fast and they start dealing like 55, 60 damage a turn. Yeah. So, who knows? Look at Raren's team. They're fucking, oh my God. They start back, and now they're just sitting back in their chair. They've said, fuck it, we ball. We knew that was going to happen. If it wasn't a Raren's Dreads Rage Quit, it's not a tournament with them in it. Oh my God. Did Dreads Rage Quit, chat? Did he just fucking throw up the towel? That's awesome. That's funny. That's very hilarious. You gotta love it. You gotta love it's. Honestly, it's my fault. It's currently 8 p.m. on the East Coast. It's Raren's it's Dreads' bedtime. He's about 55 years old, and he's, you know, it's understandable. I can't be.
I have a question for you, Frost. Is there any way to dodge the 99 frail, 99 weakened, 99 vulnerable that the Queen gives you?
No,
at all.
Killer.
As far as I can tell, doesn't that feel so awful?
It's why you gotta plan for it. You get an entire act to plan for it, man. I think it's a skill issue. If you see it coming and you know it's coming, you gotta deal with it. You gotta have an alternative way to block, deal damage, etc. And now we're getting into this final boss, and look at Switch's health bar. If this was Pokemon, I'd be annoyed right now because you'd be hearing the guys, non-stop. But everybody else is looking good. So one death, not that bad. Better than what they've been having.
Can anyone draw for me right now, or should I just gamblers? Because
I can give you energy, but I
yeah, better than what they've been doing. But we'll see here. Going to use the Gambler's Potion on turn 1.
Yeah, he did ask if anyone could draw for him. You might have heard it.
Yeah,
he did not draw anything substantial. And remember, this is phase 1, where every skill makes him tougher. So far, we're dealing with a manageable 23 damage incoming to every single one. Looking at the block, it seems like Jason's not taking damage, but their friend, the friends are taking some. It seems they're taking maybe 13 or 6 in some cases here. Can't. This is a necessary evil.
I'm popping my third Red Bull of the day, Otts.
Oh, damn, I'm not brave enough. Even when I was invited to a Red Bull event once, I only drank 2, maybe. It's really,
I'm going to nurse
scary
it,
too.
but I can feel myself needing a boost for the final round here that's about to happen.
We still have not revealed what the twist of the final round is, right?
Yeah. It is going to be nuts. I think the chat is really going to like it. All I can say is
it's going to be nothing like this.
Get ready to type some quick emotes. Whatever emotes you got that look like somebody's moving quick, a peepo run, whatever that driving emote is. An ohm. Ohm also just works.
Yeah. I also want to see people in my chat taking over. I know it's late for many of our European viewers, but we do need to represent. Thank you. I like to see some of you. Show some support for these teams. They're gonna need. They're not gonna be looking at the chat. I'll tell you what. They're gonna be out of their minds.
Yeah, and genuinely, thank you to everybody that has showed up so far for the event. What I do plan on doing is having a feedback form for people to use. I'll probably post it on my YouTube posts, as well as I'll have it available in stream tomorrow, so that we can make this event better in the future. So I usually like to get that spiel out before the ending. I know that we have an entire round left, but you always want to give people spiels about what's next before anybody decides to leave the venue early to dodge the traffic, you know?
Okay, so we see 59 damage, still in phase 1. There's nothing that's going to save us from a massive blow here if we don't finish off.
Let me reiterate. Not only just phase 1, this is fucking turn 1, I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
This is fucking turn 1, man.
I think they have reduced his strength already. I don't.
Yeah, they're trying to calculate this down, getting him down to just 2 HP. And look at the lightning orbs. The lightning orbs are going to be they're going to be the difference. The defect pulling his weight with those orbs.
Dude, if I was an elephant, I would be mad nervous right now. I am this close to becoming extinct forever. This is the last line of defense, and honestly, man, they are edging the edge of oblivion right now.
Yeah, no, they are playing with death here from Switch's perspective. He's a god with the sticks when it comes to everything platform fighters, but does he have what it takes? He's got a double dirge here. He can rip a double dirge in order to stay alive, but he's got to do it sooner rather than later because he is using up energy every single time he plays a card. What is he looking through his deck for? I mean, he's got his massive draw pile, but he's got his massive draw pile of 55 cards.
How has nobody applied a single stack? Oh, no!
Oh, he had the bad luck in his hand. He had the bad luck.
So
he knew he was going down. There's nothing you can do.
And he damages
the bad luck
you through
doesn't hit
block.
Asti. Yeah, he couldn't have done anything about that. That was the end for him. That is one death for the Elephant Sanctuary.
Okay,
they are known for this now.
Could you explain exactly how we came across this bad luck?
Yeah,
and
there's an
why
event
it
that
never
allows you
ends up-
to double the size of your deck. You get to double every card in your
Wait,
deck.
I might have seen an ad for that in recent times.
Oh, you
Okay.
get to double the size of your deck, but it does add a singular curse. The curse doesn't double to your deck. That is bad luck, which basically is like if you have a 60 card deck, it'd be pretty bad to bad luck to draw this what used to be a little harmless little cat picture on one turn, and that would it makes you take 13 damage. It makes you take quite a bit of damage for having it in your hand at the end of your turn. So you got to exhaust it or discard it or transform it in some way. So that's the downside of doubling your deck, and that's kind of what happens, you know?
Yeah. Now, one positive thing on Jason's status right now, he has Feel No Pain, which gives him block every time he exhausts a card, and he loves Burning Pack. He has exhausted so many cards, so he's in a really good defensive spot. But looking at his strength, I don't really see how he's gonna carry the team damage-wise. In fact, he's also quite close to dying compared to his friends.
He's got the body slam though. It's not bad here.
Oh, there it is.
The main problem is that is he going to run out of cards in his deck and he's not going to have anything to cycle left because he's got to go through an entire another phase. Luckily though, if he can make it through 3 turns of the next phase, he does get 5 cheeky little burns added to his draw pile.
Oh my god, this enemy's attacking
other main problem
11
with playing
times for
something like
6
this
damage.
is the reason why they're taking so long is playing these infinites is reliable to be able to carry your teammates, but it does make you significantly slower. You know, like you're not doing the big bonk that is just gonna wipe out the entirety of the planet.
Oh man. And correct me if I'm wrong, but this is still the first out of 2 bosses. And
No, this is
I
their
don't
second
wanna-
boss. This is their second boss.
this is their second?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You're good.
Okay. Because I was gonna say we might have another situation where they have to do this on the very, very, very last minute. We have 3 minutes on the clock right now for Team Elephant Sanctuary.
Yeah, 3 minutes. And I mean, I guess he does have the vicious to be able to draw, but you know, it's he doesn't have an infinite energy generation, and he's got to get through this turn, which he obviously can with the ornamental fan. Go next, and then just kind of put it in.
Oh, just look at his deck. He's just got 8 cards.
Yeah, he's got
Oh
nothing.
my god. Wait.
He did
How?
the opposite. He didn't double the size of his deck, and this is what happens.
Yeah, no,
got-
it is
he
about the
got
size,
what he-
actually,
he
not
got-
just how you use it.
He went back to the doctor and said, "Doc, I want a second circumcision."
Can he, in any way, deal a big amount of damage? Are we missing out some relic interaction? Now, I do see the tuning fork, and I see that he might be able to like deal damage if only with just a...
I think what
don't
he's
know,
wanting to do
thorns.
is wait for these burns to be added to his deck so that he can exhaust them with Burning Pact and be able to cycle as much as possible. So he's actually utilizing the debuff that the boss gives you, which is really smart. Again, that double defect that they rolled really honestly hurt them in this round because, yeah, there's just they're not super good in multiplayer. They're very strong characters. It's just they don't do anything to synergize with your allies. You know?
I mean, one thing that is remarkable is that they seem to both have ended up with a ton of blocking orbs, frost ones in particular. And if we look at their health, they don't seem to be in any immediate danger of dying. But once again, that's just a time that they simply do not have. If we look at the timer again, we are 2 minutes away from having to go to the next round.
We go off their in-game timer, so they have 9 minutes.
Yeah,
really.
of course.
They've got plenty of time.
Okay.
Really,
It's a bit more than just a couple. Okay.
Yeah. That timer is just so that we know roughly how long every team has. But if there's any sort of, this is an imperfect game, so if a team has a crash or whatever, they don't get penalized.
Oh, this was so bad. He had to draw one of his cards to destroy the burns. He didn't. He used a shoulder and then drew another non-draw card.
And now it's another intangible turn. And he's got to play a lot of his cards in order to gain block. So he quite literally has to play cards here and can't just, infinitely cycle or just like end the turn and go to the next turn where it's not. He has to take the time here to play the Colossus, exhaust a bunch of cards, and then it makes him then weaker going into the next turn.
Yeah.
Because he now doesn't have as many burns to exhaust. Yeah, so he's
Okay.
really...
No offense to Jason, but is there any chance at all we might be able to peek behind the decks of his partners? So we see if they have something more explosive coming up. Maybe they have some sort of orb.
Can't imagine. They've got some darkness orbs, but darkness orbs don't scale quite as fast as they can in Slay the Spire 1. They're more of like a consistency thing.
How about Evoking Thunder and the card that lets you... quadratically get stronger with it? Is there any chance that card get worked and I missed it?
Hello, Goon Platoon. Hello, Joe Cat from Goon Platoon. It's good to see you guys.
Intangible turn, I think we're good. Intangible turn, I think we're good.
A Voltaic. Thank you so much.
Beautiful art.
Chat's got my back.
Beautiful art. It doesn't matter.
Does anybody want to believe in you? Does anybody want to
W Goon Platoon. Wait, are they going to... Is Jason going to go down again here? He's got some ways to get some energy. Probably not. He's got the Colossus to be able to take half damage. Yeah, he's definitely fine.
It's really
here.
pissing me off to see the intangible. Like, every time he uses...
Yep. Every time he's got a hand that you think might be good, he's he can't play it. They've got to take this so slow. I mean, getting down to the wire here is impressive how much they have resilience. Because if you look at the other two players, they're both not taking damage, but they're kind of not fucking doing anything else.
Yeah, no, they're being passenger princesses.
Yeah, I mean, one just played Shatter, and they just used all of their orbs, so they did just deal like half of the current HP, but half of the current HP of half the HP. Oh, that's the problem. Karis has the blanket debuff. She's gotten all cozy on us.
Are we concerned that stripping all the orbs had a negative effect? No,
it was definitely the play. Yeah, the double Shatter definitely ended up being it, and finally, our final team does saunter over the finish line. Saunter.
Nice job. Honestly, I think Elephant Sanctuary has been through so much grievance.
Just the fact that there's even...
respect their resolve.
Yeah. Just the fact that there's even half a smile on Karis's face right now after they wiped on the final boss with less than a quarter of its HP twice when they almost finished first. They are quite literally in last, and maybe will finish in 7th. But they could have finished in potentially 1st or 2nd if those first 2 rounds went just slightly different, which is exactly what I wanted this tournament to be. I think that so far, it has been an absolute success. We have 1 round left after we go through some replays and we look at the leaderboard to see who our final 2 teams are. But that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted it to be, you want to take so much risk that you either win out or you fall at the last second potentially, and it can cost you the ability to win.
The catch-up mechanic, by the way, has been phenomenal. It really put all of these teams that had very distant scores in some cases back on the front lines, and some of the scores have actually been quite close. Yeah, every team is a small story to tell, and each of them has overcome, I don't know, something different. In Ludwig's case, it was, picking a curse yourself. That one will be hard to live down. I think some people will not shut up about it, but yeah, I've enjoyed it. What
do they call it in chess? The scholar's mate or whatever, where you lose in 2 moves because you're too much of a rookie. Yeah. It's kind of feels like he might have pulled the scholar's mate of Slay the Spire. It's didn't end up costing them. He turns out that he was so OP on that run that honestly a monkey could have played it, but we got the next best thing, and it's Ludwig. So
I think he did amazing. He did amazing. Honestly,
Genuinely,
his
for how
team
much experience he
managed
has,
to like
yeah.
leverage his role in each of the runs really well. In some of the cases, he was actually being one of the main damage dealers. It was really impressive.
Yeah. And yeah, he definitely rose to the occasion, and it proves that he is a good gamer at many different games. And I mean, shout out to him, shout out to Scootish, shout out to Squidinky Dink, some of the other less experienced players that were, I know Squid was grinding the hell out of Slay the Spire all in the last 2 weeks, knowing that she was going to be in this tournament, and the fact that none of the players that came in that before the tournament were all at Ascension 0, essentially. The fact that none of them were the reason that their team might have not scored as many points, I just think, one, shows how good they are at video games. Two, shows how good their coaches are. Yeah, it's congratulations to everybody that participated. I really do appreciate all the teams that participated up to this point. But yeah,
But we're going to be saying goodbye to 6 of them.
Yeah, we are going to be saying goodbye to 6 of them. But
Forever.
till then, let's see if we got a Red Bull replay to look at potentially. I'd love to know what we're looking at.
He's an arsonist on a noble quest to escape the wrath of the IRS. He's got conflicting positions in the endless fight for queer folks